Hello, everybody who is here or not here yet. I don't know. Welcome to the third episode of the Nazcast with me, Quinn, and my co-host, Steven.
Hello.
Today we got some interesting, maybe not so interesting, but possibly interesting topics to talk about related to games and podcasts. This podcast in particular, and even some movie stuff and whatnot like that.
All right. So the first thing we have to talk about is our new stream schedule because we're changing that.
Yeah, so we're going to go from Fridays. I mean, today's Sunday, so it's a little bit of an exception, and this is kind of last-minute notice for everybody.
Yeah.
We're going from Fridays to Saturdays at 7 p.m. still, I think, right? 7 p.m.?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, okay. So, and it's going to be weekly and not bi-weekly.
Yes, as we had a certain passion for this, which we didn't realize would happen.
No, yeah, we talked the other night for over 2 hours.
Yeah.
About this random shit about this. It was a good time.
Yes, it was. All right, so my first topic will be your hike, Quinn. You hiked yesterday, which is always nice.
Yeah. I went on a hike in upstate New York. It was fun. I went with some of my friends. It was cold. But honestly, it was very aesthetic. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice message in chat. I don't know what that is.
It feels like a bot that would just randomly pop into
that is a
random
bot.
streams and be like,
the account was created a couple days ago.
The VOD will have no context for what the fuck just happened.
Boomon wanted sex 12392. Thank you for your bot spam. Yeah, but it's fall. It's fall, right? Back to the topic at hand. It's fall right now. Leaves are falling. It's nice. There's lots of red, yellow, orange, brown leaves. Thanks, Solo. I appreciate it. And nice little hike. Admittedly, we didn't do the whole hike. We came back down. Then we got some food. But I mean, we spent the day. Came back last night, probably like 9 o'clock. It was good. It was fun. It was good to go outside and actually just enjoy a day off for once.
Yeah, it's always great. I mean, especially for you, who rarely seems to have days off. This must have been a very special time to just be able to hang out with friends without having to be at work.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a good time, not having to worry about anything. I didn't have cell service for the day, so I really didn't have to worry about anything.
Oh, so damn, so you were literally just off the radar, which is great. That's always great when you're just off of the radar. That's great.
Yeah, no, it was a good time. It was a good time. All right, so let's get rid of that.
All right,
what's next?
So, you want to talk about your 365 challenge?
Yeah, we could talk. Ooh, hold on. We could talk about that. I want to stream Shadow of the Colossus once a day, beginning to end, 365 days from January 1st to December 31st.
Which is borderline insane, honestly, but you could probably do it, depending on your work schedule.
Yeah, I mean, the game is 5 hours long. I mean,
Yeah.
if, it gets easier. Each new game plus run you deal more damage, you have more health, you have more grip. So I mean, at that point, it's really up to me if I want to continue using the same save file, or if I want to delete and then start again every day. But then I feel like it'd be cool to see new game plus 365.
65. Where, at that point, you would probably just be basically borderline one-shotting.
I mean, so I have a save that's +4, right? So it's my 5th playthrough through the game.
Yeah.
And then the early Colossi, you pretty much already one-shot. So
So then by 365, you would just be one-shotting all of them. So at that point,
I'll be on Malice and just boom, right into his fucking head, just boom, dead instantly.
Yeah, so at that point, you would have the fastest speed run at that point?
You can't technically class that wouldn't be eligible for speedrun because you have to be base sets. Obviously,
really?
because It's stuff that you got like while you weren't speed running.
Okay.
Because like if I did a speed run on my
Okay.
365th run, I have a massive grip meter. I have a massive
Yeah.
amount of HP, but like I took my time to get all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're gonna do a speed run of it, it's got to be like fresh save. You could take your time with the white-tailed lizards if you want, but I mean, even like
Yeah.
in the
But then,
PS4 version, I don't think I think I hunted one for like an achievement trophy, and that's like one of the only trophies I don't have yet on PS4 before I get my
really.
platinum. Yeah, I'm close. I'm like 83% for platinum trophying on
Oh damn.
PS4. Yeah,
All
but it's
right.
my favorite game of
So
all time, so I should be able to do it,
yes.
right?
Yeah. All right. So we talked about that now. Um. So now we have to talk about an old friend, Michael Pachter, who oh good God, him and his hot takes. It's like once a year with him, he has a hot take
So
over something.
he's like a video game journalist, right? Essentially.
He's a I think he's a securities analyst.
So what business does he have interrupting the video game world?
He talked about it like every few months, and he always has a very hot take.
Hmm. I mean, this last
And
one was pretty hot.
oh, this most recent one was that all the Nintendo should drop the regular Switch and focus on Switch Lite, which is a hot take. I mean, that is
I
a
mean,
very hot take.
I know you yourself have probably almost never used your Switch in portable mode.
Yes, I am basically 90% docked, but uh, I'm in the vast minority for that. Like, I'm probably like the 20% for that, though.
I don't use my Switch ever. And I've used my Switch one time in handheld mode, and it was to play Undertale. Other than that, but
Really?
even like half of that playthrough was it was docked.
Yeah, so most people have said that they should actually do the opposite of what he said. Come and make a docked only Switch. Now, that probably wouldn't be too horrible, as you could save money by not having the screen, by not having the Joy-Cons included. I think it would basically just be like the PlayStation TV, which was what, like 120 something at launch?
120, but that came with a DualShock.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have
So
to
you would
include the
probably
Joy-Cons or a Pro
uh
controller.
yeah, you could probably bundle it with the Pro controller over the Joy-Cons, or maybe just do one Joy-Con, one Pro controller, which would be a weird setup, but I mean,
Yeah, I don't. I'm thinking. I don't know if I would like that. I think you should just have a lot of the games need the Joy Cons.
yeah, so then maybe you would just have both Joy-Cons
Yeah,
then.
I mean there's like a $10 price difference
Yeah.
between the Pro controller and the Joy Cons,
Yeah.
but that might be the Switch Pro that everyone's been rumoring about for over a
That's
year,
been
over two
that's
years.
been rumored for what? I want to say like 13 months at this point. It was like last like September we started first hearing rumblings about a Switch
Yeah,
Pro
but
that
it was the same time when they did the rumors about the Switch Junior is what they were calling it originally.
yeah, which would be the Switch Lite, which we actually got.
Yeah, I mean I don't really think they need to make a different Switch. I mean, the whole
No,
point of the name Switch is so you could do it portable and docked.
yeah, but then the Switch Lite kind of removed dock, so who's to say?
No, I know exactly. So it's definitely a weird thought process, but I mean, I don't think they should get rid of the Switch Lite. I mean, it lets a lot more
No.
people accessible to the Switch in its library because it's
Yeah,
$200. But I definitely don't think they should get rid of the regular Switch. No chance in
yeah.
hell.
But speaking of price point, that could have parlayed us into our next topic, which is the VCS versus the Hamamiko, the battle for the most useless console, I guess.
All right, but which one do you think is more useless?
Okay, well, first of all, we have to kind of introduce the topic. So we have two retro. I'm a former manufacturers being Atari
And
and
Intellivision.
yes, who both of which haven't made a system in nearly 3 decades. I know Atari had the Jaguar, I think in the mid '90s, but
Yeah. Yeah, but that thing flopped too, didn't it?
yeah, I mean Television last had its last home system, and I think would be the first one, which was 1979. So I mean, both of whom haven't really had a big presence in close to in like 40 years, really.
That's almost our age combined. Think about that.
Yeah, yeah. So they both have announced. Well, the VCS was announced back in what, 2017?
Yeah, I think it was June 2017. Hold on, I can find
Yeah,
out.
and I think at the time it was called the Atari Box.
Yeah. Um, it's not. It's not promising. Definitely not
Both of them
promising.
are not promising.
These price
And
points that they're trying to hit too.
oh, these price points. Okay, so the two things that we have to talk about, or the three things really, are the price point, uh, the hardware specs. The third one would be the games.
Where do you want to
So,
start? Where do you want to start with this?
let's start with like just pure hardware specs. Let's go with that first. So, these are not powerful systems. These will not face up versus like the PlayStation 5 in terms of hardware power.
These
Not
will
even close.
not play Red Dead Redemption 2. Therefore, there is no reason to buy one.
They might not even play Red Dead. They might not even play Red Dead 1, to
Well,
be
I know
honest.
one of them won't.
All right, so they first of all aren't that powerful of systems. We have the VCS, which has I think you can probably rattle off the specs. It's
The
on the Wikipedia
VCS
page.
has a 14 nanometer Ryzen processor. It's using whatever integrated graphics are on there. No dedicated graphics chip or anything like that. It has 8 gigs
Yeah.
of RAM, and it's a dual core CPU. But they are charging what is it, $400?
Yes. From what we were able to look up on a GameStop, it was $400.
There was tiers originally, but the tiers are gone, and you could only
Yeah.
get the $400 version of the system.
Yeah. The tiers have seemingly vanished as their at one point they had I think it was called the Onyx one, or I think it was
Onyx, yeah,
I
Onyx
think
was
yeah,
$199.
yeah, the Onyx was one. I think yeah. So I think the Onyx it looks like it was a 200, and I think it just had the system. It had like nothing else. It was just the system.
The system controller.
I don't think it included that. I might be wrong on that though, but I think it was just like the system.
Well, it's just a Bluetooth controller at that point, right?
Yeah.
I'll use my
So
fucking Xbox controller.
those tiers have seemingly vanished for what we can find on a GameStop as a $400 system with both a joystick like from the 70s, like the retro like 2600 one. Uh and an Atari branded, I guess it's an Xbox One shell for that.
Do you know that Atari's not even making these?
Yeah.
Some company called Flex is making the console, and then Power A is making the controllers.
Yeah, which Power A is not a great.
Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. No. They make fantastic third-party accessories for the Switch.
Yeah, but the ones for I think I had one for PlayStation. I think for the PS4, and it was really bad. So their quality's kind of all over the place.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I could see that. And then,
Yeah.
as for the Intellivision,
Oh, good God! Let's go talk about those specs. Oh, wait. We haven't even talked about the VCS's games yet, which they haven't really announced.
well, that's why we haven't talked about them. There isn't any.
Yeah, because it's basically just a PC. It looks like it's running what, Linux out of the box.
Yeah, it's running Linux. I don't remember what kernel,
Yeah, but
but it is running Linux.
yeah, so it's running Linux.
It's
So
Ubuntu. It's Ubuntu, which is just a different. Linux has kernels, if you didn't know, Steven, and it's like they're
yeah,
all slightly different. It's like Android skins, like how each Android manufacturer like has a different skin and
yeah.
different functions and extra features. That's what Linux kernels are. This is running Ubuntu, which is actually pretty popular in like Linux-based PCs.
Yeah, so most of the software for that system will probably just be whatever it can run.
Yeah, on Linux.
Yeah, like on Linux, and also based off of those like anemic specs.
See, honestly though, if either of these two consoles were to be able to run Red Dead Redemption 1, it'd be the VCS.
Really?
The other one's terrible, dude.
Okay, so let's talk about
The
the
Intellivision Amico.
yeah. So how about we talk about the Miko that has 4 different variants for
Just color.
the system? Yeah, for just okay. Yeah, so we have I think the white one is called
It's Glacier White,
yeah. So
Graphite
it's
Black, Wood Grain, and Galaxy Purple.
The purple looks really nice, but the rest of them I could probably take it or leave it, to be honest.
The purple is also a $50 premium.
And it's also exclusive to GameStop for whatever reason.
Yeah. Honestly, if I would never buy one of these. I would never buy either of these consoles. I want to make that point clear.
Yeah.
If I were to buy an Intellivision Amico, though, I'd probably get the wood grain one. I'm not gonna lie. Even though it's this shitty plastic veneer.
Yeah. So, I think the wood grain one is exclusive to Fig, from what it looks like.
Really? I mean, the white and black one you can get anywhere.
Yeah. They're only available, it looks like, on Fig and on GameStop. So there are really only 2 retailers for both of these systems, and for the VCS, I think it's Walmart, and GameStop, and for the Amico, it's Fig and GameStop. So the choices are very limited. So, but at least for the Amico, we can talk about games. So it's got games.
It's got skiing.
Yes, it's got a bunch of old VCS games, or no,
Intellivision games remastered in color.
Yes, it has a bunch of ones from the original system remade for the Amico for some reason. Now, the reason for this system kind of being like a why does it exist is because they're targeting it towards families, and they have a ratings cap so that all of the stuff on the system can only be, I think, E10 plus. So it's only child-friendly games.
For $50 more than a Switch Lite.
Yes. So at that point, you buy Switch Lite, you have something for the whole family that has games of all the ratings.
Tell you what, you go towards the Galaxy Purple version, you could actually just buy a full-size Switch and have good games that will actually be supported by third-party developers on a reputable brand that's not from 1977.
Yeah, so we at least have things to look at here for like launch games. They have a decent amount of launch software for it, but most of it's not out of the park, and it's all seemingly mobile games.
Yeah,
which is not great.
They're nothing. Yeah, if I could play Among Us on it, though.
Yeah, because we talked about this probably this afternoon, and I just sent you.
Yeah, this fucking guy. This guy sent me links to the Amico. He's like, "Yo, you should watch these," and I was like, "Yep, I'll watch them." One of them was an 11-minute video of the product developers stroking their own dicks about how they designed this fucking system and how there's 40 lights in the system and 12 lights in each controller.
Oh, let's talk about the
for
system
64 light. Total lights. And they spent 4 minutes on this 11-minute and 42-second video about how the lights are changeable. They all are required for the games. And then a different guy, because there was 3 different guys. There was an older guy, a guy with a beard, and a guy who's kind of balding. Sorry. And then One guy's like, you need to have the lights on for the games. Another guy's like, listen, if you wanna, I don't know why you'd wanna, but you could turn off the lights, because who wants raving RGB lights in their console, in their TV console every day, every night? But they want this to be the center of your living room. That's literally what they said. We want the Amico to be the center of your living room. Look at it. Look at it and how ugly and stupid it looks. Look at its passive cooling. We designed this thing with ergonomics in mind. The controller fits in your hands just like an LG chocolate from 2003. Look at it. Sorry, continue.
I gotta stop laughing, but I was about to make a rave joke, but then you just went off on a tangent.
Dude, it's so fucking
which was
stupid.
Great. Honestly,
this video is so stupid.
I didn't know that you were so passionate about hating the Amico, to be honest.
Then the next video you sent me is the gameplay. And it's like early access gameplay. Meanwhile, this is running a Qualcomm Snapdragon processor, which is what you get in pretty much any North American phone. And it's like lagging in first-party titles. I was watching people ski and it was lagging. I was like, I can count the vox. I could count the polygons. This isn't even coming out till April 2021.
Yeah. Now, also, haven't we talked about the fucking sound mixing for both of the videos? They're both extremely loud.
Yeah, no, I don't mess with that. I don't like that.
Specifically, the gameplay video, the music for it is extremely loud. And
I can't with this game, man. I really can't. I can't. Not the game, the systems.
And also, all of their games are mobile games that you can probably buy on your iOS App Store, or the Google Play Store. None of these are exclusive.
I'm actually looking at the Amico Fig page, and there's cursors in the screenshots for the games.
Which means that they're not even running on the native hardware. They're literally running on the fucking piece. I mean, you can't make this shit up. You actually can't.
Listen, man, all I know is that they designed the system for the cool air to come in through the front, hit the passive radiator that's on the CPU, and then go out the back where all your cables are, because that's where you want all the hot air coming out, right on your crappy rubber cables.
Yeah, so you looked at both of these videos with like no prior information heading into these videos. I just sent you these two videos after saying, hey, I think we should talk about these two things. And you just didn't text me for the rest of the time until I think 6:30. But literally,
yeah, you sent me.
You just went silent.
I watched them. I didn't even respond. I was brewing up some heat.
Now, let's really talk about the fact that this system is, what, $300 for the one version, with the rest of them being, what, $250?
I'm actually on the Fig page right now. The wood grain one is $280.
Okay.
The white and black ones are $250. Yeah. I mean...
Yeah, so then
there's
purple one is...
Yeah, the purple one's $300. GameStop exclusive. The
so,
wood grain isn't exclusive. You can get it anywhere.
Oh, really? So then it's not on the GameStop page. Okay, sure. Minor nick in the plan. But let's talk
I
about
guess anywhere is Fig that I put.
Yeah. Okay, so how about we talk about the hardware specs for the system?
They're
which
terrible.
Would be which is all right. So hardware specs are very much your game. So let's talk about specifics.
All right. I mean, neither of these have anything. They literally bare bone plastic shells with a motherboard in it.
Yeah.
You're gonna get more power on your $400 Atari system. That is really just a disguised computer with underperforming specs for $400. But hey, at least you'll have 8 gigs of RAM and not 2 measly gigs of RAM to go along with your mobile processor. Maybe I'm just looking at. I'm definitely not the target audience for this, right? There's no way I'm the target audience for this.
I personally don't think that either of us are the target
No,
audience.
of course not. We have
for
nice
either of these
PCs. We have
systems.
full consoles. But the way I'm looking at this, the only way I could even think about validating either of these, I can't even validate the Amico. I get it out of my face. It's more than a Switch Lite. And if you want something on the
Yes.
home console, get a used Switch for $270.
Also, let's talk about let's talk about the fact that the system has two bundled in
The controllers.
yes, which don't have a D-pad, not a joystick, but a disc in order to match the original one from 1979.
Dude, it's
It's
literally
got a
like the
disc.
old. It's like literally,
Yeah.
it's literally like the cell phones right after they stopped doing flip phones and they started doing
Yeah.
the slide up phones.
So it's got technically 64 different like
Directions.
positions,
Yeah.
but why would you need that? You don't need that. Joysticks don't have 64.
They have 8.
Joysticks, yeah, they have 8, which is all you need. And let's talk about the screen, because the Wii U tried to do this and failed miserably, but there's a screen on each controller, meaning, God, if you're playing 4 players, so let's say in some godforsaken thing that they like lift the restrictions and somehow Jackbox is somehow on here, you have 4 of these things that are basically just shitty mobile phones with a circle pad from the early 2000s on it. Why? Oh, and also the lights.
The lights. There's 64 total lights. 40 of them are in the console. 12 are in each controller. Oh, sorry, bud. Actually, Jackbox can't even run on the Amico. It requires at least 4 gigs of RAM and a faster
Wait, really?
processor. Yeah, I just went to Jackbox's
Really?
Steam page. Yeah, I'm not even kidding.
Oh my god. So it can't even run Jackbox. So what exactly would the Amigo technically be able to run? Would it be able
Skiing.
to run let me check the page for Sonic Mania just to see if it can run Sonic Mania. Just for my own.
Like the only like I was saying before, the only one I could even try to even validate is the Atari. Because if it runs Linux and you have access to the Linux like desktop menu, which I'm pretty sure you do,
Yeah.
you could have I mean, it's not really aesthetically pleasing. It's pretty fucking ugly looking, but like at least you could have like a home theater PC.
Yeah.
Like at least that there's some like retribution for that, but it's $400. At that point, you can get like a little NUC from Intel for like $399, like the same price.
And speaking to the VCS, I think it was last year they showed a Fortnite being played on it.
I mean, it has the specs to run
frame
Fortnite.
rate looked what?
It has specs to be able to run it.
Yeah, but like the frame rate honestly didn't look great for it, and that's a problem. But now it looks like the Amico might be able to run Sonic Mania, as Sonic Mania needs it meets the minimum requirement for RAM at 2, so it can maybe run Sonic Mania, but that's about it.
Isn't that just lovely?
Yes, because you definitely want to be spending literally almost the price of a Switch literally for like a system that can run a $20 Sonic game on Steam right now.
Dude,
that's what you want.
I don't understand.
I love Sonic Mania. The game is great, but I'm not spending $250 on a system to play basically Sonic Mania.
That sounds like my Persona 4 Golden story, except for I did spend over $100 on the PS TV before it got this was over a year ago. So like before any rumor of Persona 4 Golden getting ported to Switch, because the rumor happened and then a week later it came out on Switch. But yeah, I
think it was now I think for Persona I want to say it was on Steam, not Switch.
I didn't meant Switch. I meant Steam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the rumor though was like the rumor came out and then it came out on Steam. Like there was not
Yeah,
like a dead time between anything.
yeah. So the VCS, they're both of these systems are not worth your salt. The VCS looks like it can run Fortnite, which sure. Oh, and they also promise that all your favorite streaming services will be on the system, but not on the actual like Atari like
On the Linux end,
part. Yes, on the Linux end, meaning that you have to have a web browser open.
yeah, I'm still waiting for
Why would
the
anyone buy this? The only reason why you're buying this is for the literal name brand of Atari, to have an Atari looking system.
just go buy an Atari 2600 for like $60.
There's no, both of these systems have no purpose. Literally, the Amico is targeting families. Buy a Switch for
Actually buy
$50
a
more.
Switch. If
For
even
$50 more.
Yeah, I mean, right now Switches are hard to come by, admittedly,
Yes.
but so is like every console right now. Um, there's no reason to not
But
buy a Switch or
this,
whatever
but
console you want to buy that isn't these two.
yeah, but like this is the kind of shit that pisses me off. I would rather you buy a new Wii U that has a working gamepad than buy a fucking Amico right now.
Yeah,
Because they're
Wii
both
U's got streaming services on it,
yes. Actually, most of them might be dead at this point.
not Crunchyroll.
Oh, really?
My
It's still
fellow
working on
weebs
Wii U.
out there, yeah, it's still working on Wii U.
Yeah. I know that Netflix stopped supporting it like last year, maybe 2 years ago.
When is
I'm on
Switch getting
top of, I
theirs?
think.
When is
Uh,
Switch getting streaming services? They said, oh, the first year or two, we want to focus on games. And I was like, that's fair. That's fair.
yeah.
Let's get a library out there. Now that the Switch is
Yes.
turning into the Wii, where there's like just some random shit games being released for it.
What, like specifically, you're talking about?
Hold on, I'm sure I can go to GameStop and then just scroll through the list and find random ass games. While I do that, let's move on.
Yes, yes, because we've talked about the Amico we've talked about both these systems for a long time, and honestly, it was kind of fun. As God, I was cracking up for half of it. You were passionately talking about how much literally they both suck.
They do suck. So I mean, I can't deny
Yes.
that.
All right, so we got some big news on the Fire Emblem side. We are finally receiving Fire Emblem 1.
Yeah, finally localized. But it's the
Yes.
localization of the remaster, right?
No. I think it's the original port from the Famicom. So it's basically like how they did a Mother 1, but except for the fact that this time there's a limited release, like Mario All-Stars. It's only available until what? I think March 31st, just like Mario All-Stars, almost exactly.
Yeah, I won't be buying it because I couldn't get the cool special edition.
Yes, let's talk about the special edition.
Yeah, that thing is
It
sick.
looks great, and I thankfully was able to get one.
Oh, I found a game.
What?
Hello Kitty Cruisers.
Oh, that's like really rare on Wii U, apparently.
Really?
Yeah. Now, well, don't ask me why it's
Why?
like, rare on Wii U. But
Why?
it is. But I mean, so yeah, so we have a Fire Emblem 1 being localized with a stupid. I don't get why Nintendo is legitimately just not. I mean, I don't know what their business strategy is like right now. I honestly don't get
Pump
it.
out as much shit until it sticks. But honestly, a lot of the stuff they've been putting out has been really good.
Yeah, but their like release methods have been off. Like, why is 3D All Stars a limited physical release? That makes no sense.
Unless they plan to like release them individually digitally.
Yes, and that seems to be the rumor right now. Is that they're supposed? That seems to be the rumor right now. Is that they're supposed to be split up? And like, sure, fine.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want Luigi's Mansion to get remade.
Yes, and that we'll be talking about probably on Halloween.
Yeah. Because we are going again on Saturday.
Yes, we are. We are popping up like how much Saturday? Now let's talk about Stephen Plays' extra life stream for this year. I think they were expecting 70,000 for their goal, and by God, they crushed it.
Yeah, let's give a little
They
background though. Not everyone knows who this is, right?
yes, yes,
So, I'll give the personal background. So, Steven, Steven, like this guy,
yes,
uh,
me.
and I have been watching this particular YouTuber for probably a decade now, right?
Almost a neck. My first time was, I think, May of 2011. So you followed him after that.
Yeah, but within the
So it's
year.
almost been So like it's almost been a decade.
And this is just a guy who's like been vlogging every day of his life for fucking 12 years or something at this point.
Yeah.
And he does let's plays, like walkthroughs. So we've been watching him for the better part of a decade.
And also, Mallory, his wife of nearly 10 years, and they've been dating for 12. She is a great artist. I mean, her artwork is really good.
Yeah, she sells off her canvases.
Yeah.
They're all video game inspired. The last one I think she did was Street Fighter, which looked very nice. I put in bids on that, but I did not win.
Really?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a limit to how much I'm willing to spend on a piece of art. Not to say that the art isn't worth as much as it got, because
it definitely was,
but I don't know. There's like I don't really have my own place or anything, so I don't really have anywhere to put it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so every year for the last couple years,
9 years,
they've been doing a charity stream once a year called Extra Life, where they pretty much throughout the year they try to collect every game from a console.
Yes.
This year was the Wii,
which I cannot believe they almost got to it. They were like 30 or 40 off.
Yeah, so the Wii has like a game library of like 1280 or something like that, like 1,280 games, where like 90% of them are actually terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just like weirdo NASCAR off-road monster car racing deluxe edition Target exclusive. So pretty much the way it works is they gather up all the games throughout the year. Some of their fans send them games, but they buy a lot of the games.
Yes.
Throughout the year. Then they do a day, which it was actually yesterday, the 24th, and
yes,
they stream. It's 24 hours they stream, right?
Yes.
So they'll stream for 24 hours. People could donate. All the proceeds go to charity. And then you get to like pick. You get to vote on what game they play next out of whatever number it is every year. So their donation goal was $70,000 for Make-A-Wish. Was it Make-A-Wish? No, it was Extra Life. I'm sorry. Extra Life, which is like a video game inspired charity.
Yeah, charity.
So they wanted to hit 70K. Would they hit 130,000?
Yes, they hit 130.
I'm pretty sure that beats all their previous year records.
Yeah.
But I mean that's still insane.
And they nearly doubled their goal. And honestly, it was a really fun event. I stayed there for about the first 6 hours, and then I just kind of dropped off. I had like things to do, but like extremely fun event. It was a great charity. It was a great time. And honestly, I can't wait for next year, which is, I think, more Wii. Which I can't blame them, as they have over 1,200 Wii games now. So might as well do multiple years.
Yeah. I mean, no, it's just like, I don't want to say he's not a big YouTuber or anything.
He's moderately sized.
Yeah, like he's got like it's like 140K.
Yeah, depending on the channel. His vlog channel, I think, has 70. I think the Let's Play channel has 100 and something. Hold on, let me look.
But like I'm saying, for a channel that size to be able to accumulate that much money is pretty insane.
Yeah, so the vlog channel has nearly 77,000 subscribers. And the Plays channel has 171.
Yeah, I mean, still though, that's a lot of money for a channel this size to be like gathering up. But I mean, honestly, that's good for them. You know, they did something good for people in need.
Yes, which at some point we would probably like to do, but we don't have the audience yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a cool thing to see people give back.
Yes.
Um,
Okay, so we knocked out that topic.
yeah.
So now we got to talk about a Kickstarter and 2 games we found on there.
All right, let me pull them up. I
Yeah,
actually
the first
almost
one
deleted the
names.
I almost deleted one of them from my bookmarks. Oh, it did
Uh,
hit the goal, dude.
oh, damn, it did. Oh, great.
So
All
let's
right,
talk
so
about the one that I'm more interested in personally, because then we could both rattle
which
back and forth about the horror game one.
yes.
So there's a
So the
dating
one that
sim.
you oh right that okay
Not a dating sim.
yeah
It's a mystery visual novel. A 2-in-1 mystery visual novel for PC, mobile, and Nintendo Switch. And
okay.
I'm
Let's say. How about we say the name of the game first?
It's
Because that
Cosmos Connections. It was just something I saw on on Kickstarter while we were browsing, while we were talking the other day. And when I saw there's a tier, rather expensive, um, where I could have my very own original character in the game.
just play Sonic Forces.
Well, I mean,
Like
after
just play
you
Sonic.
endorsed everyone to play it, I mean, I guess I could.
Like at that point, literally just go play Sonic Forces.
But I could be in a visual novel. Do you not understand the significance? There's so much.
Yes, I do.
I mean, that's really all I had to say about that one. I
All
didn't
right.
really look into it that much.
Okay, so the other one was
Oh, this one was actually pretty cool.
Sunshine Manor.
Yeah, Sunshine Manor. It's like a take on 80s horror, and the aesthetic, but it's got 16-bit graphics. There's a demo out for it.
The game was fun.
Yeah, we played a little bit of the demo. It was a good time.
It was kind of hard to figure out what to do.
They don't
But
really tell you much. I mean, I guess that's part of the horror game experience, though.
yeah,
But I mean, if you like older games, like I was when we were playing it, because we were in a Discord call and we were just playing the demo side by side because it is not actually out yet. I was comparing it like not necessarily to Earthbound, but it has. I don't want to say the feel of Earthbound because it's a little bit different, but I mean,
yeah,
like the graphic aesthetic, like the graphic style, I guess, because it's just like 16-bit artwork.
yeah. And honestly, I'm looking forward to that. We both may or may not back it. We're not sure yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool.
Yeah, we're figuring it out.
There's still time. But
Yeah, we
when we
have
were
like
talking
left
about it, they were like $3,000 off their goal. But now they beat it by
Yeah,
$500. So I mean, good on them. So now
that's
this game
great.
will be, because it was an all or nothing campaign. So now it
Yes.
will come to light. They actually made a game before.
Yes.
I don't actually remember what the other one was called.
Let me look it up.
Camp Sunshine.
Oh,
Camp
yes,
Sunshine.
'cause-
So I mean, they've made games. They've made another game before. All the soundtrack is synthwave, which I personally
we were
like.
both excited. Yeah, I think that both of us were like very hyped about that. Honestly,
Yeah, like it's cool. It's definitely cool. I don't want to play any videos because then they'll hear it.
yeah.
But the Switch is getting a physical release.
Which is why we both might back it.
Yeah, I
Be
know
further.
because I think it's just the Kickstarter release. I mean, it's all digital
Yeah,
for like physical releases. There's only gonna be whoever backs it through Kickstarter.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's a cool game. It looks very fun. There is a free demo, so you can try it. It's on Steam. It's called Sunshine Manor. You go to the Steam page, and then on the right hand side, I'll say download demo. It was interesting. You already got rid of that. Let's do this last one that we have on the list. We have more topics, but let's jump into this Tom Holland being Drake.
Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
Now, I don't have a problem with his look in the film. He looks fine. My problem will be probably with Mark Wahlberg because
Yeah.
he does not look or act like Sully at all. Like Holland, you could say looks like a young Nathan Drake. Mark Wahlberg Mark Wahlberg looks nothing like Sully at like any point.
Sullivan.
So
Sullivan is this dude who's like, I think he's 66 canon. He's very old looking. He's got all white hair. He's balding. He only smokes cigars and wears a classic red and yellow Hawaiian shirt. But he's pretty much everything that Mark Wahlberg isn't, and they
yeah,
casted Mark Wahlberg.
yeah. So they casted Mark Wahlberg, and Mark Wahlberg seemingly just posted through the social media his possible look for the film. Just let me link it to you
Yeah, link it to me. I want to take a look.
because he might have revealed his his Sully look, which
I mean that mustache adds up. But I mean, I guess it really depends on where in the. But if Nathan Drake is in the story, because like Sully was young when he was still doing
yeah.
his business, but
So this looks like it'll be like a prequel to the games, which
but then Nathan Drake is in it, so is it a prequel to the games?
well, it might be like how him and Sully met, which I think Uncharted 3 may or may not have done. I can't remember.
Yeah, it is. I don't remember if it's
Okay,
Uncharted 2 or 3, but it is one of them. Because you meet him in like Spain or something.
yeah. Yeah, so they might be pulling from that.
I mean, I guess we'll see. I'll probably watch it wherever it comes out on, because I'm not gonna go to a
Yeah.
movie theater. But yeah, Tom Holland looked good as a young Nathan Drake.
Yeah, he looked like he could be Nathan Drake. Okay, so do you have any other topics that you want to delve into?
Yeah. I want to ask you this question.
Yes.
All right, so I'm a big fan of game soundtracks. I think music in video games is probably the most underrated part of a video game.
Yes.
And then there's also games that have underlying like I don't want to say the story is not all there, but they tell a story to get you to a resolve of an underlying meaning. Examples being like Celeste is a very good example, where like you're fighting yourself, like you're fighting your inner like thoughts.
Demons. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you're climbing a mountain. That's the whole point about Celeste. It's a classic, like nice, fast-paced, climby game. I guess it's technically a platformer, but
Yeah.
you're doing a lot of climbing.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me from what it looks like Super Meat Boy, sort of, in terms of like the level layouts.
I think there's more to it than Super Meat Boy.
Yeah. Now, mind you,
Go ahead.
I haven't actually played the game. I've only seen like very short clips of it, so I haven't played it. So that's just based off of seeing like some of the footage of it.
Mm-hmm. No, personally, I'm a big fan of Celeste. That is just a fact. I haven't gone too far into it. Like I've only done like side A. There's like side B and C. But I enjoyed the story of what I played. Will I go back and play more? Possibly. It's just matter of when I have time and when I'm not diving into new games. But like Celeste is a good example. Journey is a good example. Gris.
Yeah.
They all have wonderful soundtracks, but they all also tell like a story without
Yes.
like with I don't want to say without characters, but without like a lot of character development,
Yeah.
dialogue. Because the like sole character that's in there will develop, and then eventually you do get to the meaning behind what they're trying to tell you.
Yeah. Now, I've always loved those type of games. Now, your favorite of all time is probably like the biggest example of that type of a game. And that you don't really do much outside of Knockout the 16. I'm a boss is in a shadow, so it's more.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's a big example of.
Shadow of the Colossus, I think there's a total of like 7 lines of dialogue. Like
Yeah.
that's not a fact. But they give you the story, like why you're going to the Forbidden Lands in the intro cutscene, And then about a little more than halfway through the game, you meet another opposition force. They speak a couple lines, and then that's really it. I mean,
Yeah.
there's almost no dialogue in Shadow of the Colossus. They tell you the story through the events that happen with no dialogue, unless you want to count aggro screaming for aggro as all your dialogue.
So I personally love that type of a game. Like I really love I love most soundtracks from probably most of the games I play.
Mm-hmm.
And that's mainly the kind of very minor musical theater nerd in me who loves plays
I
where
hate plays.
all where like
How do you
all
do
the
it?
story for especially for like musicals like Phantom of the Opera are all song.
You probably like Hamilton too, then.
Yes.
I hate that. Oh my god, I hate that so much.
Which part? The
All
fact
of
that
it.
they're all
I've never even seen Hamilton, but everyone in my house plays the Hamilton. Used to play the Hamilton soundtrack every day on loop for day after day after day after day. I couldn't take it anymore.
wait,
Huh?
wait, who me?
No.
Well, I technically did that.
Oh, I believe it. But
And
like,
I've also been listening to Phantom of the Opera all day
oh
for
my.
no reason.
I mean, good on you. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So,
game OSTs, man. Like
yes.
near Automata, the soundtrack. I want to buy the soundtrack on vinyl, but it is very expensive because it like only came out in Japan.
How expensive is it?
It's like $135.
Good fucking God.
I know. And
God, in this economy?
I've been teetering back and forth on whether or not to buy it. But the soundtrack, dude, it's so good.
Wait until early next year.
Early next year.
Yeah. What?
I don't know. Next topic.
Yes. All right.
Yo, all right.
You
so
wanted?
I want to end off with a bang. So let's talk about the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X.
Which seemingly popped up in every single podcast we seemingly do.
This and the Ouya. I have to make sure we got the Ouya in there because it's been in every other episode.
Okay, so for Halloween, we should just have a full Ouya topic because honestly, we keep on like gently poking at the bear.
There's nothing to talk about. It failed. It was an Android.
We seemingly have a history with the fucking system somehow because we keep talking about it.
There's no more to talk about with the Ouya. It's over. Except for we will probably talk about it once a week for the rest of our lives. I'm gonna get an Ouya logo tattoo on my arm. Hold on, I'm looking up what the logo
We should think about trying to find an Ouya with like some games loaded up on it.
Oh, the
and, like,
Ouya
try
logo
it.
is just the word Ouya.
Yeah, so you would literally just have the word tattooed on your arm.
No, I'll get this tattooed. Hold on, I'll send you it.
Oh, don't tell me it'll be the logo. Don't.
Actually, I'll get it tattooed right on my left ass cheek. I think that's a good spot for it.
What is this, Futurama? You want to be? Oh my God, the Futurama movie with the fucking. I think it was the time traveling tattoo that they had for the movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But so we were talking the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X nonsense.
Yes.
We have prediction. We want to talk about predictions. What will sell more? What?
Yes.
What? And then like games and features.
Yes. So, the PlayStation 5 seems to be the one that we're both buying at launch. We both have it pre-ordered. We both will seemingly be receiving one the week of launch, if not the week after.
Assuming we don't
from
get
the sound.
assuming we don't get fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, so we both will not have an Xbox or Series X because we have PCs which will have all of the same games.
Yeah, I can't wait to play Gears 75 on my PlayStation 4.
Oh, how about
PC.
Halo 6? I'm not calling it.
It's Halo Infinite? Is that the newest one? The one that keeps getting delayed?
Yes, I'm not calling it that though. It's Halo 6.
Okay, yeah. So I think the PS5 is going to sell more. Plain down and simple. They did it with the PS4. And then, I mean, Xbox 360. We talked about this. Xbox 360, PS3. Xbox was winning the entire console lifespan. Xbox stopped giving a fuck, and then PlayStation said, "Nah, man." And then they pulled out the GAT from their coat pocket and it was
Big
just a
Dad?
fucking copy of The Last of Us on PS3. And then that game sold 30 million PS3s or some shit. And then PlayStation 3 won at the end of the day, and that's all that matters. Xbox sucks. Xbox
You
Series
had an
S.
Xbox.
Yeah, I had
I'm
an Xbox 360. That's when I was an Xbox gamer. Switched to PS3. PS3 network got hacked for like months.
Yes, that was a
And
big
then
problem.
guess what? I still didn't go back to Xbox. I just played single player games and then continued to play on PlayStation after they got it back. Yeah, realistically, I think that the PlayStation 5 will sell more. I'm sure you're in agreement.
Yeah.
Uh
Uh,
I don't think the Xbox Series X will do well. I do think the Series S though will. I do think that one will sell well.
yes. So I think that the PlayStation 5 will probably sell like 100 million units because 3 of the 4 PlayStations have sold. I think 3 of the 4, the PS1, 2, and 4 have sold over 100 million units. So the PS5 looks like it'll be in line to do that again.
What, another 100 million?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Um.
they had like that 500 million special edition PlayStation 4, so they must have sold. Unless
Yeah.
that counted portables,
They might have.
because they have
But-
the PlayStation name. Like
Yeah,
the PSP
but
Go, the most successful console ever made. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry, I'm on a
so-
tangent.
So, so the Series X, I can see selling 30, maybe 40 million units because Microsoft is seemingly just porting all their stuff on PC. It looks like possibly having it just there at launch, regardless.
Yeah, and then like if it's a more retro style game, Switch gets it too. It's like there's actually no point to buy a fucking Xbox anymore.
Yeah.
PlayStation though, I mean they're expensive, but
Well, because you have Sony having all of their first-party studios make these great
Dude,
single-player
Sony Santa
narrative
Monica, man.
games.
Sony Santa Monica, they made
Oh,
the
you
last God
can't-
of War, bro. Whew.
Yeah, you can't wait for the new one. Spider-Man Miles Morales will launch with the PS5, but we'll have a true Spider-Man 2 at some point, and both of which are fire. Thankfully, after like 20 years of kind of being close, Sony finally bought Insomniac, which they should have bought back when they bought Naughty Dog, to be honest.
Yeah, Naughty Dog's a good studio too, man. Oh my god. dude.
Yeah.
Sony's acquiring all the big boys. I like it.
But then Microsoft went out and spent what, $4 billion, I think, on Bethesda. I think it was $4 billion.
4.2 or 4.8. I feel like that's the
Yeah.
only way. Like if I feel like this is what's gonna happen. Phil Spencer said, we want Bethesda games to be available to everybody. And then he was like, we can make our return investment without selling it to everybody. So
Which we talked about,
yeah, we talked
2
about
weeks ago?
last week.
Yeah.
And then, but like this just came to my mind. Like, what if they start making Bethesda games exclusive because the Xbox Series X just sucks that bad at selling?
Well, I think at that point you'll just have people just buying it probably on PC.
Yeah, because they'll probably port it to PC still.
Yeah.
We put features on our little list. I mean, the only feature I could think of is the DualSense controller compared to a regular controller, like the Xbox controller, which is actually just the same controller. But I think that's a good thing that it's the same controller. I really do. I think Xbox made the good move there. I don't really think they needed to.
No.
Like, it's so weird because like, if you're going to play a PS4 game on your PS5, you need your DualShock 4. But
which is odd. Which is an odd choice.
But if you're gonna play a PS5 game, you need the DualSense controller. It doesn't. I don't understand.
It makes no sense.
That's like my main gripe with the PlayStation 5.
Yeah. Now we are not above talking shit about
What we
really
like.
like any of the big three. We don't care.
Yeah, no. PlayStation fucked up big
Oh.
time with that. They gotta stop making me buy a new controller. Like I have fucking 5 PlayStation 4 controllers.
Yeah. Now, what's weird is that for the PlayStation 1 through 3, they were basically the same thing. It was the exact same Oh.
Yeah, you went
Oh.
from no analog sticks on the
Yeah.
original PlayStation 1
Yeah.
controller to then just no like rumble in the DualShock with the double analog sticks, right?
Yes.
And then you went to DualShock 2, which is the PlayStation 2 controller, which had
Yes.
rumble. And then you went to the PlayStation 3 controller, which just made it wireless.
Yeah. So for their first 3 generations, it was basically the exact same form factor, which was great. We all got used to it. But then for PlayStation 4, they added an ugly ass touchpad, which is basically
I
just an extra button.
I will say though, I have larger hands as I am a larger guy.
Yes.
The PlayStation 4 controller handles, I guess you want to call them,
Yeah.
are longer than the PlayStation 3. So my hands fit around the PlayStation 4 controller much nicer, but I do not like the touchpad.
Yeah, the touchpad like barely has any functional use. Like they really use like the touchpad feature. They more just use it like as an extra button, which at that point, what is really the point?
Yeah, I mean, and they put that speaker in the controller. Dude, actually, I got a gripe about that speaker in the PS4
Oh,
controller. Let me talk
yes,
about
yes.
this real quick.
Oh man, so do I actually.
So, I didn't get to play The Last of Us on PS3, just because I wasn't working, because we were still in high school when the
Yes.
PS4 came out.
Yes,
Were
we
we?
were.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
2013. Holy shit, yeah.
Yes, we were
Um,
still in high school.
and so I bought The Last of Us remastered on my PS4 in like 2016 when I bought my PS4. And The Last of Us, great game series, by the way, love it. If you click the touchpad, that's how you activate your flashlight in both of the Last of Us games. But it does like a
Yes.
little flashlight switch in the first one, right? Like
Mhm.
like an old school flashlight with like the hard plastic like on off like slider. You know what I'm talking about? So it
Yes.
makes that
Yes.
noise, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool, kind of annoying, whatever. But at least I know my flashlight's on.
Yeah.
Cut forward to The Last of Us 2. Same input to turn on your flashlight. Doesn't make any fucking noise. And I'm like, all right, maybe they're just done with it. Maybe they're like, but there's a speaker on the DualSense controller, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was like, maybe they're just done with it. And then they're just not going to. I mean, when they port it to PS5, because let's be honest, they're going to port it to PS5.
Yes.
They won't have to like code it out, like that flashlight sound.
Yeah.
And then I beat The Last of Us 2. The next game I play is fuck. My brain right now is all over the place. The next game I play is I keep thinking it's Sekiro. It's not Sekiro. Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay.
And then that has wind, right? And the wind guides you, and you swipe on the touchpad, and the wind guides you. And then they're using the speaker for that, and that was handy. But I'm like,
Yeah.
are we using the speaker or are we not using the speaker, Sony? Come on, we gotta get on the same page here. These are both first party studios. Are we using it or
Yes.
are we not?
Yes. Now, my big gripe comes in from when I played Death Stranding, which the controller volume makes the baby fucking cry. Why?
Just put a piece of tape over it.
I literally had to mute the controller. I had to mute the controller from the system settings. I shouldn't have to do that.
That's so funny. I didn't even know you could mute it.
Yes, you can.
I've never had to do that once in my life.
Oh my god, it's terrible.
Yeah, no,
The
that sounds
baby
pretty
crying
bad.
was really creepy.
That's probably the
Why?
last PS4 game I'm gonna pick up. In all honesty,
What?
Death Stranding.
Buy it on PC.
No.
It's
Oh,
on
what was
Steam.
that noise?
I have no idea. I don't.
I hit my desk and something made a noise.
Uh,
Oh, it might have been one of these amps. It stopped.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, dude. So literally, dude, it's on Steam. Just buy it on Steam.
No, I gotta have it on my console. Absolutely not.
What? Why?
So I could play it on my TV, bro. So I could lay back in a couch or a bed and then just pop my feet up. You know, maybe get a beer and just mindlessly play for hours. Maybe
Yeah.
my opinion of that will change when I get my desk chair that isn't completely fucked up. Because the one I use
Yeah.
right now is so bad. It's like the armrest fell off in March.
Oh my god.
And now the back fell off, and I just re-screwed it back in, but it's all wobbly.
Oh,
But I
good
ordered a
God.
chair at the end of August, Uh,
Yeah.
but it was like a pre-order, and when it was supposed to ship,
Okay.
it was supposed to ship tomorrow, and when I got an email that said
Saying
it's
yeah.
delayed until and it's not going to ship until the same day our PlayStation 5s should ship.
Oh, good.
So I'll have a nice chunk of money fucking coming into my home.
Yeah. That's always fun.
Yeah, I mean it'll be good when it fucking gets here, but I'm really waiting. My back, I have back problems, so just my back always hurts.
Yes.
All right, are you ready to talk about the final topic?
Yes. Okay.
You lead this one.
Yes. All right. So for those of you who don't know, I am a college senior. So for one of my 4 classes I'm taking this fall, I decided to take a video game class. And so this past Friday, my professor decided to do kind of something which we didn't really do. And to do and have like a group assignment. Now, most of the time we don't talk, we're not on camera, like we just kind of sit there and listen to him talk. But this week he's like, okay, we're having like a group assignment, like just for fun. It may be for like a few like extra credit points, like just for fun. So my group made a platformer called Clyde the Chameleon, and it was basically just Sonic the Hedgehog, but with a fucking
It's a
but a
lizard.
different animal. Yeah,
It's a lizard.
literally the same.
It's Gex. It's Gex.
The same basic environmentalist message. The same like other crap. Like we literally just accidentally made a Sonic ROM hack. And now your boy over here, Quinn, wants to make it an actual fucking game.
Yeah, I think we should pull out the Python codes and make Clyde the Chameleon a real game. Good old Clyde the Chameleon, dude.
We could basically just make it like a Sonic ROM hack out of like Sonic Mania. Honestly.
Just download the Sonic Mania code and just change the sprite to a green.
Yeah, we made
to
a video
green
game
blob, and slap like Fega logo on it. Because Sega is not endorsing that, man. Well,
they actually don't mind ROM hacks.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Sonic Mania, that team, they were all like a former group of ROM hackers. So literally, they have endorsed ROM hacking, basically.
I mean, that's cool, at least.
Which is the antithesis of like, I don't know, Nintendo, who just seems to not want any sort of ROM hacking or any sort of like video game.
Nintendo doesn't want you touching anything.
They literally don't want you to like know their entire back fucking catalog.
They really don't. It's just it's I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fucking like literally, where's Mother 3, Nintendo? I fucking want it.
What
Where's
I do want
Mother 3?
is Pikmin 3 Deluxe.
Yes, which is releasing this week.
Yeah, the 30th, right?
Yes.
Maybe I'll buy it and play it, and then we could talk about it. Oh,
yes,
speaking of things I'm talking about, things I'm playing real quick before we end it up. The Outer Worlds came to Steam.
Yes,
finally.
We both bought it.
Yeah, we both bought it. Did you get to play it yet on PC?
No, I have not.
All right, so I put 4 hours in. I started today, so I put a sixth of my day into this, and then another sixth of my day into RimWorld today.
Yes.
But the Outer Worlds, I've never really played too far into a Fallout game. I know this isn't technically a Fallout game, but it's made by the studio. It's made by the group who made the best Fallout game, which we all know is New Vegas. And holy shit, this is so fucking good. All of it is so good. The voice acting is good. The story is good. The atmosphere is lovely. If you have $30, because it's half off right now, and you're interested in like super long story-driven games, buy it. Oh my, this is so good. I never thought I'd like a game like this because I usually lose interest in things very quickly. Yes. It is actually phenomenal. I 100% recommend it. All right,
so we are done. We will see you all on Halloween, guys. Have a nice week.
Yes, we'll see you on Saturday.
Yes.
Other than that, yeah, everyone enjoy your nights. It is 8 to 12 p.m. here on the East Coast on Sunday. I hope everyone who works will enjoy going back to work tomorrow, because I know I will not. But other than that, everyone have a good night. Everyone enjoy the rest of your evenings. And yeah, that's really it. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it as always. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Bye.